Hey Peaches, I'm Eleanor, and welcome to Peaches by Starlight Tarot. This is your weekly pick a card reading as it pertains to work life and career and creative stuff and all that fun stuff. I am using the Sun and Moon Tarot, Healing with the Fairies, and at the end of each one I'm doing a pick a card using Affirmators. Stack 1 is the Badger, Stack 2 is the Bunny, Stack 3 is the Skunk, and they're timestamped below. If you would like a reading all to yourself that doesn't involve anyone else's energy, since this one is for the collective, my Etsy page is linked below. Like if you hear something that helps you out, and subscribe if you want to catch up with me every Saturday. Let's get started. Okay, if you chose Stack 1 or chose the Badger, your fairy card this week is Make Music. Alright, you have the Nine of Swords, Princess of Cups, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay. Okay, so when the Nine of Swords comes up, there is an urgent need to get out of your head and activate your heart center. I say that because you have the Princess of Cups here. To get in touch with your true feelings about a situation, likely to do with where you fit in professionally. It feels as though, this coming up here, it feels as though you've received some criticism, something that maybe you have meant to be constructive but triggered an unconstructive thought spiral. I do feel like someone wasn't being mindful with how they spoke to you. Or this Ace of Swords in reverse could also be information that you receive or read that you have taken to an extreme. I'm going to hold these up together. So that you've taken to an extreme, or it's triggered an extreme behavior or thrown off your balance in some way. It's like reading the wrong study or the wrong article at just the right time can create a perfect storm of self-criticism, shame, self-doubt, fear, PTSD. The Nine of Swords has you unable to relax. It's just, there's a nefarious Energizer Bunny thing going on with it, or it's just your thoughts won't relax or be still. So that's where this music and the Princess of Cups comes in. This is going to be talking about, there's a story being told here. For some reason I'm hearing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is a story all about how something. There's like a repetitive narrative, or like the Never-Ending Story movie. It's like, I'm hearing Bastian, that kid in that movie, saying it's just a story. This isn't real. It's just a story. So how can you access your original state? Original state being the way we were before all of the, like a childlike state, before all this the toxic side of self-awareness sends us up into this thought cycle. So how can you access it? Through music, through song, through dance, through expression of emotion, repetitive beats, mantras, lyrics. How can you use that to drown out and drive out this cruel story? The Princess of Cups is learning to communicate with intuition, with emotional cues, with synchronicity, and there's no judgment, only curiosity and a desire to see what's beyond the veil, the desire to see things on a deeper level. And that veil itself right now is like a story. It's like a mirage. It's a narrative that isn't connected to reality. It was constructed, it's here for a reason. It was constructed, it was built for a reason by the ego as a fort against whatever it is that this, I don't want to call it a truth even, because it doesn't even feel, it feels like it's somebody's opinion. It's not even a reality. It's somebody's opinion. Whatever that is for you and whatever it did to you, whatever that pain or that sting of that information did for you, this story was built up all around it to safeguard against it, to be so much of the opposite of what they say, or what you're afraid this article or whatever it is might indicate that you are, that you've kind of taken it up into the extreme, into this inability to quiet your head around it. And so I'm feeling like the way out of that this week does have to do with music, with beats, with mantras, with lyrics, in the way that they can create that. Music does have a way of coming in and moving those things out and quieting your mind. It gives you another focus. And I feel like lyrically there might be something. So that's kind of like the way it enhances mood and the way it clears mind on the musical side of it. But I also feel like with that Princess of Cups there, that there's something that you're meant to hear in the lyrics themselves, like actually further guidance than I can even give you, specific synchronicities of spirit and your guys trying to speak to you through the actual lyrics of the music to tell you what it is about this story that isn't true. All right, go ahead and set your intention for whether you feel like card 1, 2, or 3 will have a message for you, and let me tune in. All right, card 1. Impermanence. Life is always changing, and I drift easily through those changes, good and bad. As I drift through hard times, I can take comfort in knowing that I will leave them behind. As I drift away from good times, I can take comfort in knowing that more will come my way. Impermanence is an equal opportunity non-entity. Card 2. Strength. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with gray hair and a six-pack. Okay, card 2. Peacefulness. I have a peaceful, tranquil, and untroubled heart. This is where I choose to spend my time. I can bring guests, but any person, thought, or event that brings drama or chaos is not invited. My heart is a special property, and I'm going to keep it that way, so we can all keep enjoying it, and I can get my security deposit back. Alright guys, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Thank you. Okay, if you chose stack 2, or chose the little bunny, your fairy card this week is financial flow. Well, that's appropriate. Okay, you have the 8 of Cups in reverse, the Princess of Wands, and the Hierophant. Okay. There's a weird, interesting mirroring going on here with these two. So there's some mirroring here with that, I feel like with the him walking away there and him facing away there, and there's like the triangle, and also her reaching up. There's just some geometry there, some interesting. Anyways, the triangle is kind of subtle. You can't really see it. It's a little symbol right there. Okay, so I find with the reverse 8 of Cups and the Princess of Wands, this is a fascinating combination to me. It's like it's reverses that seeking of more and instead asks, what do I offer? That's what's so cool about these images mirroring each other. It's as though the universe is acting as a mirror, and when you reach out to contribute your talents, your gifts, your unique voice, service to, your compassion, that motion and energy reflect back to you in kind, in abundance, in prosperity, with opportunities. And that's the key word here, I think, is opportunities. The big thing, when we make a choice to give, opportunities will arise. When we make a choice to be grateful, more opportunities to be grateful will arise. And so opportunities, pathways, not the stuff all by itself is just going to pop up, but doors will be opening. It's like a circle, and the hand that is reaching out to offer you is actually yours. It's actually your own. And that sort of seems a little woo-woo, a little law of attraction-y. That stuff can be construed that way because some might take it as though it doesn't involve action, and that they can sit in bed and think and feel their way to abundance and prosperity. But with the Hierophant here, there is a structure, there is a process, there's a formula, there's action involved, accountability to your choices, there's a ladder to climb, okay? And so you can attract all the open doors you want, the first rungs of the ladder, chances, but you have to seize them and do with them and put energy and passion into it. That's the key word here. Is it's not financial windfall or financial gift, it's flow. It's about getting into the flow and getting into, it's like this abundance and prosperity it's an energy, it's emotion, it's a living thing. It's not, once it stops and becomes stagnant, it loses its value. So how can you contribute to the flow? How can you participate in the flow? By swimming and by acting. Abundance can't flow if you're immovable, if you're an obstacle, if it comes to you, if you're more of a receptacle and it stops there. You're a paddle wheel, not a reservoir. So it's like you can't escape. The Hierophant here is telling me you can't escape the physics of how flow works. And to get into the flow, you have to offer something. You have to offer your skills and offer your talent and offer your heart and offer your passion, offer your voice, offer your service. It's when you put in, then you're entering the flow, then you're entering the stream of this abundance, and then you can tap into it. But if you're just holding yourself back, just being, if you're not acting, if you aren't reaching, if you aren't offering, if you aren't participating, then the flow either stops or passes you by. That's what I'm getting with that financial flow fairy there. Go ahead and set your intention now for whether you feel like card 1, 2, or 3 will have a message for you. And let me tune in. All right, card 1. Sanctuary. Good for you. It seems you've earned some time away from the chaos of life. It could be as small as a bubble bath or as big as a trip. Or maybe it's a small trip to a big bubble bath or a normal-sized trip to a tiny bubble bath. Or maybe you tripped and fell in someone's bath. Whatever it is, it's waiting for you with open arms. Just pick your favorite sanctuary and unplug for a bit, especially if a bath is involved. So that feels as though it's a message about self-care because of what it does take to offer yourself up, to offer yourself in service, to put yourself out there the way it's telling you, to participate the way it's telling you, can be exhausting. And if you haven't taken care of yourself, if you haven't filled your own cup, if you haven't cleansed your own energy, you won't have anything to offer. You'll feel like, how can I do this? How can I do what it's saying and participate and offer anything if I'm empty and I have nothing? So this might be for those of you that are that depleted or feel as though you have been pouring out and you might not have been taking care of yourself first. And this might be the first stepping stone towards getting there. Card 2, courage. No one is fearless. No one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts. Then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. So you may be in the position to where you do have an awful lot to offer, but it's going to mean having to be seen, having to come out from your comfort zone, having to be brave. Card 3. The But that's where the abundance is. That's where the opportunities are, is outside of your comfort zone. Card 3. And that's where, you know, talking about your comfort zone and opportunities being outside of it, it's important to have sanctuary, to have a place where you treat it. He says, kick it in the nuts and then quickly hide be someone bigger until it goes away. So make sure you have your sanctuary in place. It's one thing to put yourself out there, but then you need to be able to retreat when it's over and to recharge. So you need to have both. You need to have that sanctuary and that time for yourself and that recharging. In order to have the courage that's required to put yourself out there. And then when it gets to be too much, you can go back to it. All right, card 3. Ultimate potential. I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. That's what I was talking about. Opportunities, doors, the bottom rungs of ladders. Tuning into this frequency, I now reach higher heights than I ever thought possible. Knowing that's an option, why would I ever have tuned into anything else? I'm looking at you, smooth jazz and talk radio. Alright guys, like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Thank you. Okay, if you chose stack 3 or chose the skunk, your fairy this week is peace of mind. And you have the Queen of Wands, the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles. Now that with peace of mind, what more could you ask for in a reading about work? Okay, so the Ten of Pentacles, it shows you looking at the long term, looking many steps ahead at not just the next paycheck, but what you're building that outlasts you and extends beyond your immediate orbit and your immediate needs out into the lives of others. So with the reversed Hangman and the Queen of Wands, it's not something passive. It's not like a stock or an investment that will, or like a turnkey franchise, you know, something that you put money into and then it will make you wealthy while you sit by the pool. No, no, no. You're looking for something sustainable, and by sustainable, I mean by you and your energy. Sustainable by you, not self-sustaining, auto-sustaining, autopilot type stuff. The Queen of Wands here, it feels like the fiery core of the earth that generates its magnetic field, that creates, that paves new land with lava, that moves the continents and reshapes landscapes. It's like a geological metabolism. So this is talking about getting in touch and stoking and harnessing your inner geological metabolism. It can't go on, it can't go out, or life as we know it would change or cease to exist. It's like, so with the reverse Hangman, it isn't going to run itself. It's going to be very hands-on. This is something that is sustained with passion from your soul, connected to your unique song. So it's like external goals, images, metrics of success, other people's definitions of success aren't going to provide enough fuel for this Queen of Wands. It's like there's nothing that man could do on the surface to keep the core of the earth going. It's a bigger, universal, planetary, you know, bigger than that. So only this internal fire will power this Queen of Wands. And so only that will fuel the mechanism that is building this Ten of Pentacles. The way that works is because of the sustainability and the persistence. So I don't want to get all diet cultural. I'm trying to get away from all that in my own life. So this is just as a metaphor, not as weight loss advice. But it's as though it's like the best diet or the best exercise program is going to be not whatever they say is the best, not whatever study shows the best, not whatever burns the most calories or builds the most muscle or whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's going to be the thing that you can do consistently. something that you aren't going to skip. So you could read an article about high intensity internal training or take up running, and it's all supposed to be so great and so good for you. But if you hate it and you skip it all the time, it can't help you. So you'd be better off walking or doing less consistently. So if you could take that metaphor and apply it to what it is that you do to build this Ten of Pentacles wealth. And I don't want it to come off as saying, oh, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, because that is so privileged, and that's not what it's saying. It does show actual work here, but you must care. You must have a fire for whatever it is. You must, with the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like it's about who is helped by what you do, who is touched by what you do. And as long as that is feeding your soul in some way, that will be the intrinsic motivation to keep doing it, and not an external idea of success. And that's what brings you peace of mind. That's how you sleep at the end of the day, because there's a lot of ways to build wealth that will cause you stress, anxiety, feelings of wasting your time, wasting your life, being off path, or worse, it can be that what you do hurts people and you have to deal with the cognitive dissonance in that. Or it might just feel empty and useless. It's like, yeah, it pays the bills, but is this what I want to have contributed at the end of my life? So peace of mind has more to do with that you're connected to your soul's purpose in some way, and not have that anxiety of wasting your time, and at the same time building security with that. And that Ten of Pentacles does talk about the far-reaching effects and the people that are supported and helped by what it is that you choose. Alright, go ahead and set your intention for whether you feel like card 1, 2, or 3 will have a message, and let me tune in. Okay, card 1. There we go, finally. Personal growth. As I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me get where I am. But now that I can ride, I don't need those slow, crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. Excuse me, card 2. Joy. Oh, there was 2 cards, but I already started it, so this is the one. To enjoy something, I simply need to add joy to it. Joy is like butter. I can put it on anything and it'll make it way better. Today, I will add joy to everything. Really slather it on. Today, I am the Orville Redenbacher of joy, and life's popcorn is about to get it. Card 3. Clarity. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar, and the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chuck into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. Alright guys, like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you next Saturday. Thank you.